I'm your host, Nick Stewart. I'm here with KB. How you doing today, KB?
It's a great day for some wrestling talk because we got a lot to talk about today, Nick.
You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's get on into it. Let's dive into it.
All right. Well, we're going to start the show with, like we normally do, with a little AEW, a little review of AEW. Saw that they're doing some good things. What you say, KB?
Yeah, so, extremely great match, pay-per-view, I should say. So many great matches that took place, during the AEW. But I felt like that this, for AEW, was just as good as pay-per-view as their All-In, which is their biggest one that they do is All-In or All-Out. Those two shows are their kind of like WrestleMania moments. But I felt like that this card was really stacked, and they did a phenomenal job. Now, there were some matches in there, of course, that, kind of lacked a little bit. It was like, but for the most part, Nick, we saw some great wrestling. We saw Mercedes Moné, great match, man. We saw Takeshita, him lose the belt to Kenny Omega. That was a great match. Man, just a great match. We saw Kyle Fletcher and Ospreay, another incredible. That was a bloodbath, man. Let me tell you, those two guys tried to kill kill each other, man. That's how much they hate each other. Then you had Swerve versus, Ricochet. That was a great match. Yeah. So with Ricochet, it does look like Prince Nana will be joining him sooner or later. We saw the push from Swerve. We saw them kind of getting, but then he came back and he handed him the robe. But I just got a feeling, especially that Ricochet he sucks on the mic. I like the guy as a wrestler. I like that he's playing the heel part, but man, he needs a manager big time. So please, AEW, get that man a manager that can manage him well and get somebody on there. You also had the main event, which was Jon Moxley. I'll just say this, that match shouldn't have been the main event, Nick. That match was, it turned into a triple threat, where he cashed in and he got involved in the match, and it just didn't make any sense. To me, it was a better storyline, but that match really shouldn't have been, because it was C at average. Okay, it was an average match. To me, the match that should have been on there, the main event should have been Toni Storm versus Mariah May. They stole the show at Revolution. And I'll go as far as this, and I'm going to make a lot of people mad, and I really don't care. But I'm telling you right now, and you can get mad and upset with it, Nick. You can like it or not like it, but Toni Storm is the greatest female wrestler going today. Prove me wrong.
She's good. She's up there.
No, she's on the elite level, Nick. Nobody's telling a better story.
She is elite. So I'm not saying she's not. But it's hard to. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
It's just hard to, because of different. WWE does it different and AEW does it different. But yes, I'll put her up. I'll put her up there. I don't think she might not. She might be 1B or 1A to somebody else. But really, I kind of agree. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. Okay.
All right.
Right now, WWE, they got a bunch of top people up there, but they're not. Charlotte's still number one for me, but she hadn't wrestled really in 2 years, pretty much. So, till she really gets back into it.
Well, wrestling is all about what? It's about entertainment. It's about performance. And that's what she's doing.
Toni Storm entertains, yes.
Yes. And her storylines are gold. I don't know who's writing those storylines, but they should be writing storylines for the whole AEW locker room.
Yes,
Okay,
amen.
let's just talk about that. I mean,
Yes.
she is doing a phenomenal job, brother, and she needs to be give her an Academy Award, Nick. Give her credit because nobody is on the level of Toni Storm right now in women's female sports. She made that cameo in that movie. Even that tells you her star power, man. That tells you where she's headed and where she's going. I'm going to tell you something right now. I know Triple H is kicking himself in the tail right now by letting Toni Storm go because she is definitely timeless.
We'll just see how it goes. She'll probably end up back over there in WWE in a few more years, but hopefully that character.
Can you imagine the production AEW has? I mean, over
Right.
there,
Oh gosh, that
and then
would.
she goes to WWE. I mean, she would just excel even more. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. I mean, nobody has a better storyline to me than Toni Storm. Now they've got a lot of great, like Mercedes Moné. Even I like her, but she ain't on the level of Toni Storm right now.
No, no.
Rhea Ripley's not on the same level that Toni Storm is because she lost the belt.
Yeah.
Tiffy Time, as much as I like her, she ain't on the level that Toni Storm
No.
is.
I agree with you. I agree with you. You persuaded me. Toni Storm's number one, and the rest of them are just watching her.
That's right. But going back to that main event, Nick, there were rumors that Jon Moxley was going to face, because we saw Swerve come back out and kind of, because he's the number one contender, he came back out and, confronted Moxley. So I'm curious to see how that kicks off tonight. I still have no direction on where this Death Riders are going. I still am left with a loss. And there was rumors that more people were going to come out. Besides Swerve, several people are going to come out. I don't know who those people are. I don't know if they're waiting for them to appear tonight. I don't know if it was the Lone Wolf, maybe. I don't know. But I know this much. I ain't getting down with the Death Riders, and that shouldn't have been the main event. So I blame Tony Khan for not putting Toni Storm in the main event, because that was a banger, and that was a missed opportunity. Enough with Moxley. Moxley needs to go away for a while. I'll pile drive Moxley myself if I need to.
I agree with you. 100% agree with you. Hate to say that. But before we jump on to the next subject, if y'all don't mind, hit that like and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and just let us know what you're thinking in the comments. But our next thing we're talking about, I'm going to start the Logan Paul fan club, because I don't think he should have plenty of fans, but I don't think anybody roots for him. How they booed him. They booed him like Dom Mysterio Monday night, which is...
Well, he's catching heat.
Right.
Yeah, he's catching major heat, and I'm loving it. I'm with you, man. Let the man eat, and he's doing a phenomenal job out there. I'm telling you, we've talked about this time and time again, Nick. Those Paul brothers know how to entertain people. They know how to make the crowd hate them. But you know what they do? They take that and turn it into money, brother. Because that's what they are. They're nothing but money. And you can say whatever you want to, but like the American dream, baby, they're money.
Yes, he's making it, bud. He's entertaining. I really like Logan Paul, the Maverick. And I'm really looking forward to AJ Styles and Logan Paul. They're going to put on one heck of a show. Anything with AJ.
We can even say it's going to be phenomenal, right?
That's right.
But
all right. Now, I threw criticism at the LWO, and I'm not the biggest fan of the LWO, but I have found a new luchador that I like, and his name is Chad Gable. How do you
Yeah,
like?
that was a yeah, that was a good swerve. I mean,
Yes.
even it's comic, and that's what I'm loving about Chad Gable. Whether he's wrestling, and he's serious, he knows how to develop his character. He knows how to create a storyline that's going to be funny, and
Yes.
and that to me is like he's tired of losing. He's trying to find ways to win. If he's got to throw on the mask, I'll do whatever. And then he gets the fan arrested, and that's, of course,
Right.
that's hilarious. But,
Yeah.
I want to see, yeah. So, I think we're going to get more and more of that kind of stuff. I think that the Luchador, with possibility of Ray Phoenix Jr. showing up here soon, I think we're going to get more and more of him coming out there and interfering in those type of matches, and then he's going to mess with the wrong guy, and I think we get something at WrestleMania. I think that's what it's leading up to. But
I think
I love the
Penta.
Luchadors, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I love them putting
yeah
on. They put on phenomenal show.
yeah, but it's like their storylines. They make their storylines terrible, and I
Yes.
don't get that, Nick, because they're so talented and they need to be highlighted. They need to be spotlighted, especially if you want to see, more wrestling moves and stuff. You want to showcase what they're made of, right? Like Penta, like Rey Mysterio Jr., I mean, hey, I'm still hoping we'll get to see Rey Mysterio, Dom versus Penta and Rey Phoenix Jr. Now, that'd be an awesome match, but
It would.
will it happen? I don't know. Because they keep on teasing this person in the Judgment Day, right? They keep on saying, we need another person.
Right.
Either Malachi Black or somebody like that, Rusev, or somebody's coming in there. Or could it be Ray takes over?
You know, was it a month or so ago? I was talking about how I'd love to see Ray turn heel for just a little bit and
Yes.
join the Judgment Day. So that would help Ray out. I think establish add to his character, because just really his character right now is boring to me. And the LWO is boring to me. So I'm hoping they can figure out a way to take that to the next level. I want it to succeed, So, hey, Triple H, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, but, hey, make Ray a heel. Let him join his son there.
Yeah, or make his son a good guy or something. I mean, I don't see Dom coming over to being, a good guy anytime soon. Being in the Judgment Day. I feel like that he'll be elevated.
Heel.
Yeah. So I think that him doing what he's doing is phenomenal work. I think if anything, if he's going to join up, he needs to join up. But I don't know if Ray will do it, because I think that Ray is trying to help his son become his only person.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of good for business. So, hey, even if you get a triple threat, between Chad Gable and his two guys versus, Ray Phoenix Jr., Penta, and even, I couldn't even see that, Nick. I could see Ray Phoenix Jr. coming in along with Penta, and then, Rey Mysterio wrestling with them versus Chad and his two goons. Could be.
I can see that.
Yeah. Not to
All
say
right.
it will happen, but it could happen.
Right. All right. Can Jey Uso survive the onslaught Gunther, the ring general, is putting on?
Yeah, I just think that this is moving on the storyline. He gets beat down every week, and then he wins the belt at WrestleMania. You can see what they're trying to do here, because, they're trying to make it where, Gunther is the dominant person here, and rightfully so. He's the champ, but why does the champ keep on attacking him so much? It's just to show you that through it all, Jay's going to be able to overcome,
Right.
and he's going to win that championship. So,
Oh yeah, they're building the underdog
I just see
story
that.
up.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing to make Yeet sell more, tickets and shirt sales and all that. So
Right.
Yeeting Gold or something would be his.
Right. I was, which I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to see Jay turn to the join Rock's team there, be the third guy to help him win that title. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen because they're selling too much merchandise and all that with the Yeeting right now. So they probably need to let that play out a lot longer.
Yeah, but somebody is definitely the third guy, though, Nick. I mean, you know, for him to do the three, there was a reason that he did that. So we know Cena's the number two guy, right? You got Rock. So they're building a faction. You know, they're building a stable, and so, you know, Travis Scott is not your third guy.
No.
He's just a celeb guy. You know, it's just that star power.
Yeah.
But as far as the third guy, it's got to be somebody pretty big that you're not going to expect kind of turn, you know, and could be CM Punk, could be somebody, you know, we don't know yet, but I think we're going to get a third guy, you know, in that stable. That's just my opinion, so take it for what it's worth.
Right. I'd like to see Jay join it. All right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's talk about the new three-way we're going to get at WrestleMania, which we called it. You know, both of us called that one, and it was, you know, that was writing on the wall. But we got Bianca Io Sky, which is the champion, and Rhea Ripley. And me personally, the segment on Monday night, it was all right, but the ending is just, I don't know, it was stupid, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I see where they were going with it, but I didn't like it.
Well,
and I'm not a big fan of the three-way either. Do what?
Yeah, this is the way to keep EO champion, okay?
Yeah.
Bianca, this tells you right now, Bianca's not going to win. Nope. Rhea Ripley's not going to win because you're going to have them more concentrated on themselves, and EO's going to, you know, retain that belt. So I just don't. Again, I don't understand the storyline of this. I think it's stupid. Either you let Bianca win it and then create the Rhea Ripley like, hey, I never got my rematch. But, you know, in the direction, and I like EO. Don't get me wrong. I think she's a phenomenal wrestler. You know, again, she needs a manager too. You know, it's like even Asuka. You know, I like Asuka, but you know, possibility she comes back and challenges her for the belt. So, you know, Io Sky, you know, at SummerSlam. But the fact is that I don't see Rhea Ripley walking away with that belt. I don't see, you know, Bianca walking away with that belt because they're going to be concentrating on, you know, too much of each other. Yep. So, I mean, it's a stupid storyline, and I don't like it. I'll just be honest. I don't like this match.
I agree with you.
I think we should start the Revolution like they did and say we don't want that match. Like they did with Cody. They put Cody in there. We need to take Rhea Ripley out of that match and just let it be a one-on-one, or I don't know, something, you know, or take Bianca out, and I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, you know. It's like, move on.
Another thing that's not.
It's almost like I can already go ahead and tell you that match is going to be a filler.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm not liking about the whole situation, Bianca is just throwing off huge heel vibes, but they're not going there. They're still trying to make her seem like a baby face, but she's just throwing how she dresses, how, you know, kind of how she talks, you know, is just throwing out the heel vibes. And yeah, I'm just thinking she has a little more to do with that Jay Cargill thing, and they're not going there yet, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, again, you know, what did WWE say? They played the long game, and I think that's what they're doing. They're playing the long game here. You know, time will tell, you know, that they'll show that it's going to be a reveal, you know, that she was back behind that as well. She's the one that gave the orders to Naomi, and that's just my thoughts on it. So I see, Jade Cargill teaming up with somebody down the road, maybe even at SummerSlam. Somebody like even Becky Lynch, that could come in, or even, hey, we've already fought, let's get Rhea Ripley. That would be a heck of a match. If you got Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley as partners to go against, tell me that wouldn't be a good match, Nick.
Oh yeah, that'd be a heck of a match.
Come on,
which I'm thinking
and Bianca.
I'm thinking is leading like SummerSlam or any time before that, really, I guess. But SummerSlam.
We're not gonna get this at. Yeah, we're not gonna get
Bianca and Jade. That's the match everybody's always been looking forward to. But I really hope to see Jay and Rhea one day too. So. But,
yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think that's in the plans right now.
Even Jade and Charlotte, we got to see it here soon because she came over there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to wrestle the best.
Right.
And I don't think she's wrestled the best yet.
Oh no, she really hasn't got started yet, and I still think she's still learning in my book, But this is hopefully Naomi will be a good starting point for her to really start taking it to the next level. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and take your victory lap because you called the cage match from Monday night. So
Look, I just had a feeling, Nick. I just had a feeling that Roman was coming back. We now are back with everything's right with the WWE universe, and acknowledge me, right? The tribal chief showed up, and he got acknowledged, and I love the storyline that they're telling there. It tells me exactly where they're going with it. It's crystal clear that, he didn't like that Heyman was over there with CM Punk in the ring, kind of consoling him. So he went in there and handled business, to let him know, I'm the tribal chief. I'm the one, I'm the only one. And he came in there to reclaim his yard. And I like that, Seth and, even Seth said, we're gonna do this until the day we retire, man. We're going to just go back and forth. So they're going to just keep going back and forth, man. And CM Punk added into this match. I think, this is just my feeling, but I think that on night one, that's your main event right there. On night one, that's your main event because
I agree.
Because Jey Uso doesn't need to have a main event, even though he's the main event. That doesn't need to be the main event, and I think that's the main event right there, the triple threat. And I think it's going to lead into, Paul Heyman turning on Roman to go with his buddy CM Punk. And I'll take another victory lap when that happens.
Hey, I'm agreeing with you on that one. Now you just had the mic on, before I could say that. But I'll go ahead and clear things up. I don't like three-ways that involves a championship, but this three-way doesn't involve a championship, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for it. All three's going to put on one heck of a show. Then you got Paul Heyman directing traffic, and it's going to be a main. Yes, you're right. That's going to be the main event. Nothing against Jay and Gunther, but they can't go on after that. After that has to be the main event.
I just think though too. I'm curious to see where this storyline goes for even Roman. After this main event, like
Roman, Punk, and Seth. Yes. Because I'm still interested in the bloodline, just seeing where all that's going to end up going. It has to have something, which I think that three-way doesn't. That three-way is not going to involve the bloodline or anything, but it's going to have to be some type of after effects after it, because they got to get that really pumped up again, I think.
Nick, if you're a wrestling fan, and I'm talking about wrestling, okay?
Wrestling.
If you're really a wrestling fan, then you're loving what each company is doing right now on their own.
Yes.
TNA, AEW, WWE. It's just good for business, man. I mean, the storylines, the matches that we're seeing, the things that are happening, the production that we're getting. I mean, it's just pure cinema. And, so whether you're a fan of those three, or New Japan or whatever you want to, whatever you watch, you should be excited about the future, because the future of wrestling is great, man. And I remember a time where it's like, oh, the struggle was real to watch wrestling, but now it seems like everybody's putting out some good products, great products, and I think even Revolution, helped that. I just hope tonight they can honestly build on those storylines that are coming out of it to go into All In, because All In's right around the corner, and so I'm hoping that Tony Khan kind of steps back and lets other people do what they need to do, and do what's best for business. Okay.
Yes. And it's a fantastic time to be a wrestling fan. If you don't like this over here, you still got this over here you can watch. And it's all entertaining. So yes, it's a great time to be just a fantastic time to be a wrestling fan. If you can't enjoy that, you need to go watch The View or something. Now, are we doing Old School Friday this Friday?
Yeah, so tune into this Old School. We've been a little busy, doing a lot of things, but we'll have an Old School Friday, so tune in for that. You don't want to miss it. We're going really old school. Somebody that you may not even know about. Not you, Nick, but you know this individual, but other viewers may not know, and that's what I hope. I hope they go and do their research and kind of look up the guy and look up matches. That's my whole intent of that. Kind of go and watch some YouTube videos of these old school guys, because again, the old school paved the way for the new school. So that's always my motto, and so it's going to be good.
Awesome. All right. Well, before we leave here, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I make you look good.
Oh, that's very hard to do, bud. But we're out of here for Pile Driver Wrestling. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Hey, don't forget to click, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on next time.